The execution order was already signed. In the center of the galaxy, inside a hall made of living crystal, a blue planet floated in silence. Earth. Species, human. Threat level, rising. Decision, eradication approved. One by one, alien leaders pressed their approval marks. The galaxy had chosen. Humanity had 30 days left, but far from that hall, on a quiet world orbiting a yellow star. Humans were not panicking. They were preparing. 1. The vote that changed everything. The Galactic Union believed in control. For 10,000 years, they kept peace through balance. No wars. No chaos. No emotional decisions. Every species followed logic. Every species obeyed. Except humans. Humans argued with each other. They competed. They took risks without perfect data. And worst of all, they inspired other species. Small civilizations began asking questions. Why do we fear failure? Why do we always surrender to probability? The Union saw the pattern. Where humans traded, independence grew. Where humans helped, courage spread. That was dangerous, because courage spreads faster than fear. So the Union called an emergency vote, not to negotiate, to remove the problem. 2. The mistake the galaxy made. They believed humans were divided. Their spies reported political conflict, economic tension, military disagreements. Primitive, one alien strategist said. Emotionally unstable, another agreed. What they did not know, humans argue loudly, but when threatened from outside, they unite silently. Years before the vote, human deep space stations detected something strange. Long-range signals, observation probes hidden in asteroid belts. Earth scientists traced them. They discovered something terrifying. The galaxy was watching. Instead of announcing it publicly, world leaders created something called the Quiet Accord. No speeches, no public panic, just preparation. 3. The quiet preparation. Shipyards on Mars expanded overnight. Mining colonies on Jupiter's moons increased production. Old warships were redesigned. Civilian cargo ships were reinforced with hidden armor. Artificial intelligence systems were upgraded for combat support. Officially, it was economic growth. In reality, it was survival. Human engineers worked without knowing the full truth. They were told only this: prepare for the worst. And humans are very good at preparing for the worst, because Earth itself is a death world. Storms destroy cities. Viruses shut down nations. Asteroids once erased entire species. Survival is written in human history. 4. Day 30. The Union fleet arrived exactly on schedule. 10,000 ships exited hyperspace at the edge of the solar system. Their ships were beautiful. Perfect formation, perfect alignment, perfect confidence. They transmitted a message toward Earth. Humanity will surrender immediately for relocation and containment. Relocation. It was a polite word for extinction. Cities across Earth watched the sky. People held their breath. And then Earth responded, not with surrender, not with anger, but with silence. For 30 seconds, nothing happened. Then the sun dimmed. 5. The trap around the star. Alien sensors began to fail. Energy readings spiked wildly. The Union fleet could not understand it. Then their scanners detected something impossible. Thousands of human ships emerging from solar orbit. They had hidden inside the sun's magnetic field, using controlled plasma shields. It was reckless. It was dangerous. It was something only humans would attempt. Before the Union could reorganize, the first battleship exploded. Human railguns fired from close range. Fast, brutal, precise. The perfect alien formation broke apart. Chaos replaced order. 6. How humans fight. Union commanders tried to restore structure. They calculated probabilities. They issued formation commands. But humans did not follow patterns. Small fighter wings attacked from unexpected angles. Human pilots ignored retreat signals. Some ships sacrificed themselves to protect others. They targeted supply ships instead of warships. They jammed communications. They attacked command vessels first. Within the first hour, the Union had lost 12% of its fleet. That had never happened before. Never. 7. The real shock. But the true shock came next. Union scouts detected warp signatures. Not near Earth, near their own territory. Hidden human fleets exited jump points near Union shipyards. Humanity had mapped their space years ago, while pretending to explore peacefully. Ship construction centers were destroyed. Fuel depots exploded. Trade routes collapsed. This was not defense. This was strategy. For the first time in its history, the Galactic Union felt fear. 8. The Union's realization. Inside the Grand Hall, the same chamber where Earth's death order was signed, emergency alarms echoed. Reports flooded in. Supply lines failing. Outer colonies requesting evacuation. Human fleets advancing. One elder spoke quietly. We underestimated them. Another answered, no, we misunderstood them. Humans were not fighting for territory. They were fighting for survival. And survival creates a different kind of warrior. 9. The weapon they never wanted to use. Union High Command activated their final protocol. A weapon banned for thousands of years. The Stellar Purifier. A planet killer cannon capable of erasing Earth in a single blast. It required massive power. It required time to charge. And once fired, there would be no peace possible. The order was given. The cannon began charging. Across the solar system, human sensors detected it. The weapon aimed directly at Earth. Countdown, 10 minutes. Cities watched the sky again. But something strange happened. Human fleets did not retreat. They repositioned. Calmly, like they had expected this. Ending. In the Grand Hall, Union leaders watched the live feed. Earth in crosshairs. The cannon glowing brighter. Energy reaching maximum levels. A Union commander whispered, "This ends now." But on Earth, deep beneath the ocean, something ancient activated. A machine humanity had never shown anyone. Built quietly, over decades, powered by something the galaxy did not understand. As the Union weapon reached full charge, a human signal transmitted across open space. We warned you. The cannon fired, and space itself bent. The fleet that should not exist. Beyond Pluto, in the cold darkness where sunlight barely reaches, the hidden fleet moved. For years they had slept. No signals, no lights, no heat, invisible. Now their engines burned bright blue. Hundreds of warships formed perfect lines. Carriers, destroyers, heavy cruisers, ships no alien scanner had ever recorded. Inside the alien flagship, confusion spread. How did we not see this? The commander asked. No answer came, because humans had learned something long ago. If you cannot win today, you prepare for tomorrow. And humanity had prepared. Milky Way Chapter 1, Project Last Light. Project Last Light was not built in fear. It was built in memory. Humans remembered world wars. They remembered near-extinction events. They remembered every time survival was uncertain. So decades before the invasion, a small group of leaders made a quiet decision. They would build a fleet that no enemy could find. Construction happened slowly. Mining ships disappeared into deep space. Old shipyards reported false numbers. Asteroids were hollowed out in silence. Only a few thousand people knew the full truth. The fleet was not designed to win a normal war. It was designed to fight when everything else was gone. It was designed for the last stand. Cross Swords Chapter 2, The Battle Near the Dying Star. The hidden fleet did not defend Earth. Instead, it moved away from it, toward the alien command ship positioned near a dying red star. It was a risky move. If they failed, Earth would fall within days. But human strategy had changed. They were not trying to protect territory anymore. They were targeting the brain. If the head falls, the body collapses. The alien commander saw the human fleet approaching and felt something new, uncertainty. The battle began without warning. Human ships jumped out of warp directly inside enemy formations. Missiles fired at point-blank range. Drones swarmed like metal insects. Alien ships responded with precise, deadly beams. Human losses were heavy, but something was different this time. Human ships moved in coordinated patterns the aliens had never seen. They lured enemy vessels closer to the red star's gravity field. Then they broke formation at the last second. Alien ships, unable to turn fast enough, were pulled into unstable orbits. Some collided, some burned in the star's outer flames. It was not brute strength. It was cleverness. Brain Chapter 3, The Human Equation. Inside the alien flagship, data flooded the command center. Human tactics were unpredictable. They changed patterns mid-battle. They sacrificed small ships to create openings. They used damaged vessels as shields for others. Alien AI ran simulations again. New result. Human victory probability. 38%. Impossible. Just hours ago, extinction was certain. The alien commander finally understood something. Humans were not fighting to survive individually. They were fighting to ensure someone survived. That difference changed everything. Collision Chapter 4. The Price of Victory. The battle grew worse. Explosions lit the darkness for millions of kilometers. Half of a human fleet was destroyed. But the alien command ship's shields were weakening. A final strategy was prepared. 3 human carriers accelerated toward the flagship. They were heavily damaged, engines unstable, reactor cores overheating. The alien commander transmitted a final message. Human fleet, your destruction is inevitable. Why continue? A human captain replied calmly, because you believe survival is about power. A pause. For us, survival is about each other. The 3 carriers broke through the shield. Alien defense cannons tore them apart, but their reactor cores detonated inside the shield barrier. The explosion cracked the alien flagship's defenses. Now it was vulnerable. Fire Chapter 5, the last one standing. Only 27 human ships remained. Out of hundreds, they formed one final attack line. They knew most would not return. The alien flagship fired again. 7 more human ships vanished. But the remaining ships did not slow down. They targeted engines, communication arrays, power cores. Inside the flagship, systems fell one by one. For the first time, alien forces across the galaxy lost central coordination. Orders stopped. Formation signals vanished. In distant systems, alien fleets hesitated. Resistance movements noticed. Counterattacks began. Back near the dying star, the human fleet delivered the final strike. A concentrated blast pierced the flagship's core. The massive black ship split apart. Fire poured into space. The brain of the invasion was gone. And with it, control. Globe showing Europe Africa Chapter 6, After the Silence. The war did not end in one day. But without leadership, the invaders fractured. Some retreated into deep space. Some were destroyed by rising resistance. Some simply shut down. Years later, the galaxy looked different. Many species were gone forever. Many planets were empty ruins. Humanity had lost billions. Cities were scars on Earth's surface. But humans were alive, rebuilding, helping other surviving species recover. An alien historian years later wrote these words. When the Void Dominion arrived, the galaxy measured strength in fleets and weapons. Most powerful species fell first. They relied on control, on perfection, on logic. But humans relied on something else. They relied on each other. When everything collapsed, when empires burned, when hope seemed foolish, the last ones standing were human.